Hey everyone, Chris here. Thanks a lot for clicking onto the channel Sabbatical Story. So today's video is going to be all about mindset, and that's where we left off on our last video, which was the OODA Loop and how we make good decisions. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to unpack mindset. We're going to get into it, and then at the end of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the secret to changing your mindset to enable you to take a sabbatical or do anything else that you want to do in your life. So in my last video, which was the OODA Loop, I described two different mindsets. One was passive and one was active. I'm going to go over passive mindset first. A passive mindset is one in which we are receiving information from all around us. We're not actively seeking information, we're just receiving it. And that receiving information comes from propaganda, it comes from the news, it comes from movies, it comes from entertainment, and that's subconscious and conscious input of information from all around us. So this inundation of information teaches us to be passive in our mindset. Essentially, what it teaches us to do is to look and focus on what I call surface level goals. A surface level goal is simply what you want. It's the outcome. So a surface level goal, for example, is a sabbatical. I want to go on a sabbatical. That's a surface level goal. Well, in our society today, a surface level goal is something that you can purchase. It's a quick fix. It's a product. It's a service. It's something that you can get right now and pay for it. And thus, it's very profitable. It drives revenue. And that's why you see advertisements for them. And that's how it is that since we were very young and able to speak and understand our society, we were taught to be passive in our mindset. And so as such, these goals are socially acceptable and provide instant gratification. And you can sell and make a profit off of instant gratification. So when you get back to the subject of a sabbatical, sabbaticals are not profitable. And that's why you don't see them advertised. You can't make money or a profit off of somebody taking a year off from work, right? So that's not something that you're going to see anywhere. So I'd like to identify what passive mindsets are just a little bit more, a few more bullet points. First of all, it puts us in a state of fear and avoidance. So in other words, we're avoiding things that prevent us from reaching our goals, and we're fearful that we might encounter something that might prevent us from reaching our goals. That works on our emotions, because whenever you don't achieve something or you give up, you get this guilt and this shame and this negative emotional vibe kind of washes over us, and so we just give up and put some sort of excuse to the reason why we couldn't do that. It leads to failure because when you hit a roadblock or something like that from a passive mindset standpoint, at that point you just stop. You're not driving through obstacles, and so we have a tendency to fail more often. Okay, so let's talk now about an active mindset. This is the secret to changing everything, making better decisions, and reaching incredible goals like taking a sabbatical. An active mindset is one in which you are actively seeking the information needed to achieve a goal, rather than just receiving information from any source that's shouting at you, essentially. So to establish this active mindset and start to use it, there's just 3 steps that we need to take, and this is the secret to changing your whole life. The first one is to identify the surface level goal. What is it that you want to accomplish? In this case, let's say it's a sabbatical, but it could be anything. The second is to ask yourself a simple question. What things do you need in order to make that goal a reality? This is what I call the underlying goals. This is the true prize. This is what's underneath that surface level goal that you actually have to achieve in order for that surface level goal to become a reality. Then, once you have the answers to that, in this case for sabbatical, it's going to be psychological and financial freedom. Those are the 2 real goals that are going to feed the surface level goals of being able to take a sabbatical. Those 2 things again are psychological and financial freedom. So then, once you get those underlying goals identified, seek the information and do the things that need to be done in order to make that a reality. Essentially, going back to my OODA Loop video, you're feeding the OODA Loop with brand new information so that you can reorient yourself make better decisions, make better actions. Different actions create a whole new life. So some more characteristics of an active mindset. It guides decision making. So rather than just receiving information, you're seeking, you're out there after it. You're not in the back seat of the car anymore, now you're driving. Another characteristic is whenever you hit obstacles, and we all certainly will on our journey to any goal that we're making, you have a tendency to drive through them, over them, around them, through them, whatever it takes to make that goal, because you're not passive anymore, you're actively moving through it. You're much more likely to succeed. And as far as the emotions are concerned, now you have a sense of accomplishment. You feel confident, you feel empowered, keeps you driving, and every single success builds on the one before. You finally reach an amazing goal. So that's it. That's the difference between active and passive mindset, and how mindset affects how the decisions that you make affect your entire life and affect how you feed your OODA Loop and make decisions. We've got a lot more content coming, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Leave your comments below. Leave some questions for me if you have any questions, or if you have any content that you'd like me to put out there. Okay, guys? Thanks again, and until next time, we'll see you on Sabbatical.